So we're here at Claver Hill, which is a community growing project in Lancaster. And when we arrived on this site back in 2013, we dug down 2 feet and there was no life whatsoever. There wasn't a single worm, not a slug, not a snail, not a beetle, not a centipede. The soil was dead. So the first thing we did was plant a green manure crop. And now every year since then, we have been adding some compost. We're trying to make as much of our own homemade compost as we possibly can. It's the important thing is that we now find that every time you stick a spade in the ground, you will come up with loads of worms and beetles and centipedes. And all of these creatures help bring the nutrients up and available to the plants. At Claver Hill, we use the no-dig method. And we have more than 70 vegetable beds. So even though we have 45 bays making compost, it's not quite enough to cover each of those beds with about 2 inches of fresh compost every year. So we get in a pile of mushroom compost from a nearby mushroom farm and we mix it with our homemade compost. Claver Hill is a CCS and a CDS site. And what does that mean? It means we're a community composting site and a composting demonstration site. So we have a lot of different types of composting so that people can just see different ways of composting. On this video, we are going to take a little tour around Claver Hill and we will show you some of the different methods of creating compost. This is our hot composter, and our oldest member, Judith, likes to look after this. So she very carefully finds some green material and shreds it, and newspaper and shreds it. So she takes a lot of time shredding it, very small, and she looks after this every week. When she comes, she'll add more to it. And we emptied it a few months ago, and it made perfect compost. So we were very pleased with the results. This is our compost toilet, and inside, when people use it, they just put a sprinkle of the sawdust or wood shavings that we have. So these are the bins. They're like mini wheelie bins, and then when it's full, we bring it out here and we let it sit for 6 months. And then a lot of people say, well, what do you do with it afterwards? So what I do then is I take it over to the compost Daleks over there, and it stays for a year, and then we can use it on the orchard, not on the vegetable beds. We are experimenting with doing a particular leaf mold compost. We collect the leaves and we mow them with the lawnmower so they're chopped up very fine. And then we layer them with a bit of green material, and that makes a very fine compost. But other than that, I sometimes use the leaves as the brown layer, but I keep them for about 9 months. When we gather them in the autumn, I don't use them until the following autumn, because that gives them a chance to start rotting down. This is some of our leaf mold compost. We do have a number of the traditional Dalek type composters, but what we tend to use these for is if we get a lot of grass with great clunks of soil on top of them, and we put that in here because we really don't want too much soil in our regular composting bays. This is the community composting corner, and this is one that we've already laid, and this is the one that's in process of being laid. And people will bring their grass trimmings and hedge trimmings, and it will lay it for them. And in a year's time, we can give them a bag of compost to take home.
The soft things, which are the grass cuttings, will be going in the bath, which is at the side of us. The hard things, which is hedge cuttings, will be going in the end compartment. And the kitchen waste is going in the wormery. We would also like you to come and sit amongst the flowers and enjoy being at Claver Hill. This is the community compost corner wormery, where you put all your kitchen scraps. It's where the worms live, and they're like kitchen waste, which is bits of old lettuce and cucumbers. And you have to put some brown paper in as well. They like the paper and the cardboard.
This is the Joroform type of composting, and it's for kitchen waste. People will put their kitchen waste in here with some brown matter like torn up newspaper, and then while the left hand side is rotting down, we can start filling the right hand side. Now the thing about the Joroform is that it goes quicker because it's getting spun and turned every time you put some in, whereas the bigger compost systems we only turn once. In the Johnson Sioux we used a mixture of wood chip, a little bit of leaf, and a little bit of horse manure, and we have layered it in here, and the idea is that it's very aerobic. There is a hole in the middle where air gets in, and there's plenty of breathable space through the weed suppressant, and this, after left for a year, will be a fungicidal type of compost. We do try to catch dock roots, couch grass, ground elder and bindweed from going in. We put these in dark bins covered with water and put a lid on it. This gets pretty smelly and slimy, just like making a tea of comfrey. We are experimenting, as all good alchemists do, with adding this tea and sludge to our composting system. We have also tried coffee grounds from local cafes, but you sometimes have to filter out unwanted debris.